projection, 'cause it's time to wake people up. Right here, right now.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Horry Sheet Show and the Flat Earth Weekly Digest for May 29th to June 4th of 2017. Sorry I'm late. I usually try to get these out by 1 or 2 p.m. on a Monday Central Time, but I ran into a snag. I got held up at gunpoint, and my car broke down on me, and I had a lot of family stuff to deal with, and I was just too tired to do it, okay? A lot of stuff happened within the Flat Earth community this week, including the fact that the 2017 Flat Earth Conference in North Carolina is officially sold out. Thanks to Dan West for updating me with that in the nick of time. Also, I've gone through most of this week's Flat Earth goodness with a fine-tooth comb, but I'm not perfect, so be sure you watch the other 12,000 hours of content that I sure didn't get to this week. Anyway, first up on my list, one of my favorite flat earthers, Antonio Subirats, went up against Flat Earth Math this week in a debate on his channel, Antonio Subirats Strikes Back.
Hello?
This was the perfect showing of empirical evidence versus theoretical scientism. Check it out. You'll see how believing in the ball earth theory is more like a belief system than a science. One of the things that I liked about this one was there was a guy on the stream who worked with the military, and he was in charge of locating shots that were fired from tanks in the field, among other things. He attested to not having to worry about the Coriolis effect whatsoever. Really, folks, when it comes to the Earth's rotation affecting something, if it supposedly affects bullets from a gun, but not a plane landing on the runway, I'd say that you can't have it both ways. But in this video, we have a guy saying that it also doesn't affect projectiles from a tank. And I've heard it also doesn't affect railguns. So, where is the Coriolis effect? Hint, it doesn't exist. A link to the video is down below. Also, on Antonio's channel, I want to mention again, he's doing the sun tracking experiment with flat earthers across the plane, and you really need to see what's going on and what he's doing, and if you want to participate, you can. The stuff that he's finding out is super interesting when it comes to the sun and how it appears to the viewer and where they are in the world. Anyone interested in participating in helping the sun tracking event, just go on over, go send an email to thesuntracking@gmail.com. There's going to be another tracking day coming up on the 23rd or the 24th of June here, depending on where you are. A big thanks goes out to Vinny and Chris for really organizing things, and Antonio for the stuff that you do on your channel. Visit the sun tracking channel link in the description below for more information. Antonio also had an engineer in the chat that was in charge of helping make the satellites, and he claimed that the temperatures that satellites are supposed to be reaching in space should be causing the satellites to basically disintegrate. He said that as the materials that the satellites are made out of, as they expand and contract due to the change of temperature in space, they should develop hairline fractures and eventually break only after like a handful of times going through this process. I believe Flat Earth hole was in it too. At least it looked like him, and I didn't catch the whole thing, but what I did hear was really good stuff. And listen guys, sometimes you gotta listen to hours of some of these podcasts to find the good stuff. It's amazing what you'll learn. And you start to realize just how many things you can really tell somebody to have them start thinking about the globe. But at the same time, the more you learn, you realize how much they would have to learn and research on their own in order to beat the brainwashing. Earlier in the week, there was some more Flat Earth chat visiting. And honestly, it's one of the most funniest things I think I've witnessed in a long time. If you haven't seen this Flat Earth chat stuff, listen to some of the reactions that Flat Earthers got out of some of these streamers who were getting their game on. Some of them had over 30,000 viewers watching at a time, and when the chat started flooding in with comments about the Flat Earth, most streamers had some really fun responses to it. Have a listen.
This is the weirdest night ever. Weirdest day ever. Mikey versus TY. That is so many people. We got $6.66 donation from Infinite Plane Society. We just got another donation, I think. It went way too fast. Earth is flat. Oh my god. $10 donation. What do we got here? Shout out to Flat Earth Revolution. Take the red pill quick. The Earth is flat.
I got
Yes!
the porn that everybody wanted.
Yes! And I'm Jason. Let's go.
Also, if you haven't noticed yet, ODD Reality TV's channel is now streaming live 24/7 Flat Earth videos, and he's basically adding more to the rotation as people email them to him. So check it out if you're up for a Flat Earth chat at any time of day and night with anyone who happens to be in the room. It's currently like the central point for all flat earthers to gather before Infinite Plane Society or someone else starts a stream. And the videos that are cycling through are good videos. So, you know, I think you can even submit your own and you can have a chance for your own video to cycle through the mix as well. So check out his channel. There will be a link down below. Next up, Beyond the Imaginary Curve has done another great street interview over at Paisley University. He seems to be tuning up his strategy and getting people to think more critically for themselves. I really like Dell's approach to people on the street, and it would be great to see others following his line of questioning a little more closely to try to replicate it. He's good. Kudos to you, Dell. Links down below. And next up, oh boy, Brother Sanchez and Tim Osman did a Globe Earth debate, and holy shit, it was something else, let me just say. The debate started off very well, started off good. Things were pretty cordial in the beginning. Both sides seemed to want to establish their debate topics early on and decide what would be talked about and what would be off limits. Then, as things started to heat up at about the 1 hour mark, Brother Sanchez decided he had enough of Tim Osman's inability to be patient in the debate and let him finish his points. Brother Sanchez just felt that, and I did too, he felt that Tim Osman kept interrupting him, and I certainly noticed Tim trying to jump to conclusions and just put words right into Brother Sanchez's mouth. It was ridiculous. In my observations, it seemed like Tim Osman thought he knew everything in the world already because science told him so. This seems to be the common thing with serious Globe Earth debaters. This debate was basically proof that you have two different types of people, okay? You got the people who can regurgitate things that science told them, and you got the people who can see through the garbage and the lies. My favorite part of this debate was about an hour in when Tim finally got what he deserved. A big old hanging up on.
One with the platform that you
Okay, so
listen, wait a minute, hold up, stop cutting me off before I boot you. Bro, I can boot you. Bro, I can boot you off if cut me off again. Guess what? This over. I won. The hell with Tim. I didn't invite you on my show to hear you cut me the hell off just because I'm giving you that goddamn work.
Brother Sanchez, you did good, bro. You didn't interrupt him at all or get out of line from what I could tell. Check out Brother Sanchez's channel, everybody. He's a great guy. He's doing great stuff for the Flat Earth community. The link will be down below. And here's another video that you'll definitely want to show off to your friends or your family, especially if they can't quite grasp the concept of how a compass would work on the flat Earth. DiTRH, or Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, has recreated the whole thing with a simple magnet in the center of a circle map. Thanks for this one, David. Nobody should have a problem sharing this one at the drop of a dime. Oh, and remind them that a compass only works when it's held flat and level. And there seems to be quite a problem with the mechanics of a compass on a ball Earth when you consider that. Think about it. Next on the list is Jaron from the channel Jaron ISM. He has been cranking videos out this week, great videos. In one of them, he gives several quick facts that every flat earther should know. And in this stream, he finds some sort of backdoor website, which looks like it contains daily images of Earth, supposedly from space probes. But the strange part about all this is that it looks like these images are layers of a potential computer model of Earth. Why do these pictures even exist? Why are they perfectly framed? How in the world are you supposed to get pictures like this? He shows how often they're updated and how many are taken every day. This doesn't make any sense. Check out the video. I think this is how they're faking videos of Earth that we've seen recently. No doubt about it if you want my opinion. Good news, I believe the Flat Earth billboard is going to be going up outside the Philadelphia airport. I'll be showing some footage of that as soon as possible when I have it. The GoFundMe was indeed successful, and I'm really so glad that this is going to happen because that billboard's going to get so many eyes. It's ridiculous. I know that I've been working extra hard to come up with some great Flat Earth Truth promotional material to both spread the Flat Earth and my channel. For example, this great tasting Flat Earth Truth energy drink. It's like a blend between the red pill and fruit punch. And the little lightning bolt there is for the yerba mate that I put inside of it to give your soul a little zap. Or, you know, if you like keeping it old school, you can always go for the Flat Earth Truth Coffee. It's specially formulated to detoxify your pineal gland and help you make more money at your job while reducing the stress of your daily grind. How? Nobody here really knows, but that's what it says on the packaging, so we got some. And another great video surfaced on Antonio Subirats' channel by way of a YouTuber named Tesla's Apple this week, where he takes apart an iPhone to remove the compass mechanism in it to further test whether the Earth is truly rotating or not. These phones have the ability to test for such a small amount of rotation, and guess what, folks? We're not finding it. Besides the tools being especially useful for disarming bombs, I can tell you this guy's worked on phones too, because he's using the same tools I've seen in the workplace to rebuild phones when they would come in broken. So he knows what he's doing. And, you know, this experiment can be done by anyone with an iPhone looking to void their warranty in the name of truth. The tilting and leveling at about 9.5 minutes into this video shows that the gyroscope is functioning, and the removal of the magnetometer to disable the compass merely demonstrates that the compass won't be influencing the gyroscope. And I know that could be a little bit for most people, but that means that the level bubble would move if the Earth turns. However, it doesn't. The video is titled iPhone Earth Rotation Test with a twist. Check it out on Tesla's Apple channel. The link is down below. Next up, Patricia Steer over at Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes did another great podcast this week with Mark Sargent. On episode 164, they talked about some of the recent chat rating done by Flat Earthers, and they also talked about how it could possibly make the Flat Earthers look bad. And this is a thing being talked about within the Flat Earth community right now. I'm not quite sure how I stand on it, but I'm kind of going along with Mark and Patricia here. As long as we keep it positive, I think it will help spread this truth. It will help some streamers get tipped, and their channel or their video will get some thumbs up and even some subs. Regardless, this truth is too important to withhold, and personally, I don't care how it spreads, as long as it's not hurting anybody or putting too much of a negative light on the Flat Earth movement. These little chat visits are more of a positive thing than anything. I don't care what you come into my chat talking about, as long as you didn't like spam too long, or you know, if you thumbed up my stuff, that's cool. If you tipped me for putting up with it, that's cool, which also that happened a lot in these chats. I don't care what you're bringing into the chat, as long as you don't put a halt to whatever I'm doing. Besides, none of the rating has caused any actual problems or the slightest bit of trouble. I mean, one person threw out a copyright strike because she was a ninny, and you're always going to have those people that get their panties in a wad. If only 100 people out of the more than 20,000 that were in any of those chat rooms actually woke up to the flat Earth, it's worth it, okay? Right now, the focus seems to be on figuring out how to basically stay within the rules so nobody gets copyright striked or banned from YouTube. Also, nobody's trying to upset anyone or cause any trouble. This, you know, that's not the goal. Overall, I think everyone's trying to figure out how to make the whole thing happen more efficiently and maybe with a more positive spin on it. Do you think YouTube is going to change their policy if stuff like this continues? All I know is it's ridiculously hilarious. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about all this. Also, I want to talk about another YouTuber with a message. The YouTuber Hangnail was featured on Patricia's channel this week, so I thought I'd stop on over there and review his video titled Flat Earth, Unity or Independence. And this is something that's been on my mind a bit, but I've not really felt the need to voice it yet, but he's right. People are quick to pick a camp and choose a side when it comes to the flat Earth and the model and all that and who they think's right or wrong. That shouldn't be the main focus here. Have a listen real quick.
We really shouldn't be putting so much energy into being against something. You know, you gain so much more by being for something. Be for the truth. Be for the, you know, the unenslavement of our race, our brothers and sisters and our family. We should be for that, instead of standing around being so against something else, you know? You know, it's okay to oppose certain ideals, but, I mean, if you get too far with it, you're just wasting your energy. This whole thing, this whole movement, if you haven't seen it, should be the starting gun in your life. This should be the opportunity for you to wipe the page clean and start over, you know? You know, your voice counts. And this is not about being under one's camp, being under the umbrella of one thing, under the umbrella of another. This should be about individuality and people being able to think for themselves.
From all of my research the past year and a half or more, 6 hours a day almost, I don't see people spreading lies. The prominent members of the Flat Earth community are just sharing what they've learned and what they believe. Everyone is quick to admit that they don't have the complete answer. I mean, we as a community, and that means both the content creators and the content viewers, should understand that we should support each other and most of all get the word out. Share the videos, share the channels, like the stuff, subscribe. A great video from Hangnail. Keep it coming, brother. Check out his video, guys. Links down below. Oh yeah, and I wanted to mention that FEA, or Flat Earth is on a road trip cross country, and he'll be meeting and hanging out with flat earthers along the way. If you want to reach out to him to see if you can hang out, or maybe even to offer him a place to crash, hit him up on his Facebook. The links will be down below. Have fun, FEA. And shout out to Globebusters this week. Thanks a whole bunch for talking about the brothel betting production. The Horry Sheet Show on your podcast this week. Globebusters did a show Sunday titled Flat Earth in Search of the Lost Ark. And as usual, it was good stuff. Right away, Bob mentions some pretty important news concerning Brian Mullen. It seems that Jeffrey Sanchez, an engineer who recently came out supporting the Flat Earth, caught wind of who may be putting the pressure on Brian to stop his channel by reporting him to the Professional Engineers Society. If video proof of this emerges, you can bet Uranus I'll be highlighting it here on the Horry Sheet Show. Another thing that Bob mentions on the show are the probes that are out in outer space that are sending data and information back to us. Now, it's been reported that they're using a connection which utilizes 150 or maybe 300 baud, which is tons slower than the old school 56K dial-up modems we had years ago to connect to the net with. But it needs to be slow due to stability reasons. Well, this begs the question, how are they sending hundreds of megabytes or gigabytes of data back per day to the centers here? Well, I call bullschnitzel on all of that, and so should you. After Jaron found that backdoor directory showing what looks like imagery taken from one of those probes, I just can't believe that all that data is coming from a connection spanning for millions of miles that is slower than 56K. It's just not possible. Somebody should look more into where those pictures are coming from and what kind of connection speed the probes are really working with. This is another globe killer, and sorry NASA, you can't explain this one away with gravity, okay? Another good part of this particular show was when Bob talked about some pictures from a CNET article rightfully titled, "These 10 space images look unbelievable, but are actually real pictures." Yeah, listen to Bob steamroll through these pictures. They're all being used to just perpetuate the ball lie in scientism. Really guys, catch the video titled Flat Earth in Search of the Lost Ark by Globebusters. The link is down below.
A nitrogen jetpack. Gee, I wonder how that works with Newton's third law. If it's anything like they did in Gravity, if you remember this scene, Sandra Bullock and George Clooney were basically propelling themselves around with a fire extinguisher, right? Because, you know, they discharged the fire extinguisher and it was supposedly propelling them around in 0G, as if that could actually be done. But of course we can't call them out on that because, well, it's Hollywood, right? So if it's not a rocket engine, and so this manned maneuvering unit that's made by a nitrogen jetpack, what that has to do and how it would possibly work any different, I'd really like to hear that explanation. In fact, after looking at this, I think I'm going to look into that and see the physics of how that works.
Lastly, on Jaronism this week, he hosted yet another live stream where he took us down fakery lane with NASA's old space videos. In this clip, about 1 hour into the broadcast, we can clearly see just how much our parents and grandparents were duped when it comes to all this space garbage. Look at the wire showing on this guy's backpack. Just look at this. This is what you get when the green screen software cannot fully erase the object in front of the green screen. In the case of metal wires, or green metal wires maybe, you'll get anomalies like this in the video because it's reflecting some of the studio lights and turning that color from a green to something else just far enough away from green on the color spectrum to cause a problem with the software. In other words, the software does not know how to erase the shiny reflection because it's technically not as green anymore as everything else when it's momentarily reflecting the studio lights. Now, if you think that was Hollywood or something, well, go watch some of the older NASA stuff for yourself then. That's all I gotta tell you. I'm about to add that to my to-do list after seeing bubbles in space during NASA's live stream just a week or two ago with myself from my own eyes. Jaron pointed out so many things in this video, it's ridiculous. They've been faking this for a long time. And now that we got better cameras and we got better CGI, we can tell how bad it was faked. Catch Jaron's show via the link down below. And that wraps up this week's weekly digest on the Horry Sheet Show. Thanks everyone for the support and for watching my videos. I keep telling myself that I'm gonna keep it all shorter, around like a 10-minute video here, but I keep discovering new YouTube channels, and there's so many people doing all kinds of awesome things. It's great to see. Also, I see that some of you have posted in the comment section asking me to highlight your channel, and I know that Archer Sage's channel has a bunch of good stuff. Go check him out. I'll be making an honorable mentions episode where I'll be putting together some good nuggets from a lot of long podcasts and sort of tie them together, similar to the digest here, but without any sort of time frame. I'm going to be digging up stuff all the way back from 2015 if it's good info. I think it's necessary because people are putting out so much flat earth content that maybe the search term alone is getting just a bit diluted. Remember guys, if you want to search for brand new flat earth content, you need to change your YouTube search filter up. You can search for flat earth, hit enter, and then click on the filter drop down button at the top and choose today or choose this week or this month, and YouTube will sort out the stuff by the highest ranking videos within that time frame. This is how you discover brand new channels like mine. And if you like what I do, please hit the like button, subscribe so you're notified of the next show, and most of all, write me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the show, and if you have any suggestions at all, or you want to have me share a video of yours or talk about something specific on the show, please don't hesitate. Send me an email at HorrySheetProductions@gmail.com. I do read them, and I got lots of cool stuff coming. And before I go, I want to remind everyone that we're in this together. Let's keep talking to people about flat earth. If you're not comfortable talking about it, find a way to do your own thing in your own way. Posting flyers, leaving business cards somewhere, making memes, sharing videos. Think about how you can help and do it. It will make you feel amazing to actually do your part in spreading the truth. We're in the time of the Great Awakening right now. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? I'm here to wake people up. Who's with me?